莫大なエレメントをかけた一発勝負。
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
壊れていく僕を君が。
Welcome back, Z Freaks. Today I'm going to be taking the Mono Blue Lachesis deck from the game website for a spin. Now, this deck was very popular before the game went live and global, but had taken a backseat around the time Revenant of the Sword came out, and once Forbidden was released, it was pretty much unplayable with Golem Summoning spam. But with the new Siren Force, this deck can keep up with the rest of them again. So let's take a look at it. The main card, Lachesis, Decider of Fate. She's got an ability that switches the opponent's life with one of your force points. Now, like you saw in the intro, you and everyone else has been a victim of this before. You have a lot of life, and you have it drop down to 1 or 2, because that's typically what the opponent's force is going to be. Pretty scary ability. But the reason you haven't been seeing it much before now is because it costs 9. And with cost reduction strategies and the yellow 2 cost running around, you would hardly ever make it to 9 mana, and if you did, then your forces were probably destroyed, which makes this card ineffective. But the new meta has changed due to some nerfs and some more card releases, and with the introduction of a new force, Lachesis has kind of crept back into the meta. Let's see. Force of Temptation Siren is perfect for this deck. It's got 2 life, so it's highly compatible with Lachesis. And the other 2 life forces, Ouroboros and Cyclops, didn't get much use because you don't want to attack at all with this deck. So in the past when you use them, they didn't really do anything. But Siren doesn't require you to be offensive at all, and it has a lot of synergy with the blue movement abilities, which accelerate your mana and ensure you get to 9 mana in enough time to play Lachesis. After you cut the opponent's life with Lachesis, you need to finish the job with your other abilities. So we got Revolver Condor, which simply burns your opponent for 1, and you can burn them with Howling Voice too. And Howling Voice can also be used as removal if you need to, because you gotta survive. So if you have it in your hand, you can use it to make sure that your force stays alive. It's also Bomb Wisp. Now, I'm not totally sure if I agree with this. Personally, I'd probably use Memoria instead, since your Phoenix Force might get destroyed a lot, but this is a legit way to end the game. If this isn't your base from early game, you can use Sheldon's first or second magic to send this to the field, and then summon one of your transforming minions, and then use your movement to boost and transform them. So with that being said, we've got a small transform package of Vampy Rat and Reyna, and of course Courtney, because she's kind of a boost staple. And we can boost Anju or Metal with them transform. Now, we already know what Anju of Oceans does. She's insane. So let's take a look at Metal real quick. And when you summon them, he lowers power and DP. Lowering the DP is really helpful in a deck like this because you can control the life of your force when your opponent attacks you. But when he transforms, he draws 2 cards, which is great, and he adds a mana to your base. When you combine this with Siren, it actually ramps your mana because you get his ability, which puts the mana in your base, and since you use the boost, you get a mana. So you're gonna want to try to transform with Metal during the early game. He also has 2 DP if you need to brute force your way through with a bow shield after using Latches ability. You got Tidal Wave, Weapon of Wizardry, Sunken Ship, Chosen Explorer Alex, and Howling Voice as our flash magic cards for a total of 11 cards that we can play on our opponent's turn. Alex makes his appearance in yet another deck, if you haven't noticed. He's got Swoop and he ramps your mana, so he's just going to be a great stable card all around. Now this new card, Sunken Ship, is pretty interesting. It lowers the BP of your opponent's minion, and it's really nice to use this to control your force points and mitigate a lot of the early damage to your forces. This card works really nicely in this deck. One thing I like to do, players will try to get your Phoenix Force down to 2, and then attack it with a 2 DP minion to put a lot of pressure on it. Well, one thing that you can do is use Sunken Ship to lower the BP of that minion to 1. So they'll hit your Phoenix Force and lower its health to 1, which will help you close out the game quicker with Lachesis. So that's just something to keep in mind. So this is a typical blue deck with Lachesis. You want to make sure you take advantage of Jelly Girl as well to get your magic back. So you just want to survive until you can get the 9 mana and swap your opponent's life on one of your forces, and then burn them out for game. So without further ado, I want to get into a replay of a pretty good game that I had with this deck. So let's get into it. Alright, so for this replay, I'm going against a soldier deck. I've seen this person, I think they're in the Facebook group, or they're subscribed to me too. I got links to the Facebook group in the description too, so go ahead and join that if you're not a part of it yet. I'm going second here. I got a decent starting hand, and this was a good game too. I had to use my resources wisely, so I don't run out of them, and take damage at certain times, block at certain times, and there was an interesting outcome. So continue to take a look. They summoned a Carrier Swan on the first turn. Not so sure why, but maybe they just had so many copies and they wanted more defense. They didn't know what we were playing against either, so they might have needed to defend. Or maybe they knew we were playing blue and they wanted a minion that can't move, so they played one on the first turn. Now here I play Alex just to ramp. I don't plan on blocking because when this hits and it has the Bladed Rhinoceros, which it did, he can attack again, so there was no point in blocking there. Just for the ramp. So here comes Anju. Super good card. I'm gonna boost her with one of my nymphs from the base. Turn her into Anju of Ocean, and that's gonna give me a lot more defense because every time I cast a spell, I can put one of their 5 costs or less into their base. So now here's the power of Sunken Ship. I can't afford to block this, but wait, whoops, got sent to base. But you'll see the power of it later. Now, like, it's a really good card because if I didn't block in that situation, he would have dealt 1 damage from my force like he did there, and I want my force to be at 1. So go ahead and play another Anju, turn to Anju of Ocean, and I have to get rid of that because it prevents me from selecting their soldiers with magic, and I need magic to defend. Here comes DL6 Ryusei. Now, if he was gonna attack my life, I would have took it, but I had to stop that attack. That, get that out, and I gotta use Sunken Ship again and lower the DP to 0. And he still has the movement, but no effect, so I'm able to block to preserve my force. And now that I'm at 10 mana, here comes Lachesis to swap the life in the force. Now I can still die here. I'm pretty sure I can still die here. I have no cards to defend in my hand, but and I take 2. Soldier can easily deal 5, but he just doesn't have it. So here comes that Revolver Condor, and it's just like that. That's how it goes. So GG, and that's how this deck's supposed to play. So alright, now I'm gonna actually take this deck against the Gold AI. You know, ever since Glory came out, the Gold AI has just been crazy. So I'm going to try and see if I can get a win against the Gold AI with this deck. Now this deck's a little bit risky because, you know, you need to draw your Lachesis, you need to have your forces still be alive, and, you know, still have enough to defend even after you play Lachesis. So taking all that into account against the Gold AI is going to be a lot, because Gold AI, they like to draw really good. So I'm just gonna see how we do today. Okay, so yeah, I agree. Yeah, this is a good hand. So I have my win condition, I have a base minion, I got the Jelly Girl, I have some defense, got some card draw. Looking good here. Now if I can get a Mappy Rat, or if I can draw like a Courtney or something, that'd be really nice. Okay, so I was hoping they wouldn't get a, you know, maybe they wouldn't have got a 1-drop. So we could have got a little better start, but okay. This isn't good. Okay. Times like this, I am gonna go ahead and use let's go here because it's better than nothing. So it's just like if I had moved Jelly Girl to the base and passed, except I still have my Jelly Girl out, so as long as he doesn't play Reptilian, okay. So that should be good. Is that an angel? Is that so out of order? Bomb Wisp, nice. Could be a better time to play this, but yeah, this will help ramp my mana because what it does will put metal back on the field and it'll replace him with the blue mana, and Siren will give me a mana as well. So good, you gotta get that mana ramped up. I gotta do it as quick as possible so I can go ahead and hit that Lachesis to get the life down. Okay, I'm just gonna let it hit. Boom. That angel is so good. Alright, got another one. Gonna let that hit too. Cool. That's what I did not want to see. So yes, I'm gonna do this just because I can get it back with Jelly Girl, but what oh, I see. That's big. Block at this. Get it back with Jelly Girl. That's where AI advice comes in handy. So nice, Sheldon. If only I had a way to boost my my metal, I would be at enough mana now. But we didn't quite get there. Yeah, he also has the ability to destroy all 300 and lower BP minions. So as long as he doesn't bring out Angela or prevent me from or destroy my force, I should be okay. Now, one thing I don't like about she's always telling me to use this card. I don't want to attack. I do not want to attack, but I gotta leave as many stuff out here as I can. I'll move metal to base, and then I don't really want to use launch. So I think I'll move him back out. And the next turn I'll have 9 mana for Latches. If my force doesn't get destroyed, which I'm pretty sure is going to. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll just have to see. Okay, so you're coming for my life? If you're coming for my life, that's fine. This can't be destroyed on that card effect. And this is the one that was stricken by Angelic Strike. Yes. Away. Push her to the base. Okay. I will gladly take this into my life. Okay. And once again, gladly take that hit to my life. Yeah, farm, pass. Looks like, yeah, looks like he didn't quite get it, so this one's gonna look like an easy win here. Mappy Rat, are you crazy? Lachesis. Talk the life of the forest. And yeah, we just end the turn here, and if he attacks, then I win, right? Yes, we win. GG. Happy Halloween, bitch! GG. So we got there, get to go AI with the LACHESIS deck, nice. Whoa, Chiron Force. The LACHESIS Artist. What is this? Okay, so I just wanted to go over a really good game that I had with this Artist LACHESIS deck too. Well, it's more of an Artist deck, and it's got LACHESIS splashed in there. So yeah, I wanted to go over this as well as another way you can play LACHESIS. So if you're playing an Artist deck, you can probably throw a copy or two of LACHESIS in there for some decent results. So yeah, this was a very interesting game. We start off normal, you know. He's got 2 Yami so far, which means I gotta worry about 2 Onderos right now. So Ray Rider, one thing about these blue decks now, they have a lot of card draw, and that's good. Like, we're not running Platorna in these decks because yeah, there is a chance to brick, but we just have it set up so that pretty much every card will draw you a card. Now this really stung because I do have an Evoker, but I couldn't get anything back with Jelly Girl, and he just popped it and killed my Phoenix, which is really tough. Okay. So we're just drawing a bunch of cards, trying to survive. And here comes another end. Like, I knew it was there, but I had to do something. So okay, coming out the forest, weapon of wizardry. Just gonna push that to the base. We are playing LACHESIS, so we want to get our forces as low as possible. And now here, Magical Parade, really good card for the Artist deck. And here comes Ellie with that sick animation. Ghostly Surprise is going to make these two a lot weaker, easier to control. And at the end of the turn, Ellie's going to summon the Dragon token. So now we're facing down 3 Anderos. That one's definitely going through. 1 life is great, especially when we know we have LACHESIS in our hand. And it's kind of a shame we had the tidal wave that, but it's got revenge, so we couldn't block it or we lose our valuable cards. And here comes LACHESIS, no Phoenix, playing at 9 cost. And I've got nothing in my hands to defend myself, so if he deals 5 damage, then I'm just dead. But he's got Steinborg, the Sword Dog to level him up. If he could have got those Anderos to level 3, then I would really be in trouble. But thankfully he couldn't get them leveled up in enough time. And Ghostly Surprise is definitely a good move. So now they're too weak. And then just play the Magical Parade to get rid of everything on the field. And boom! Beach ball to the face, GG. So this goes to show you can use LACHESIS in any blue deck, I guess. I want to thank everyone for watching today's video. If you liked it, go ahead and leave a like, and make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. We have plenty more Zenonzard content coming out in the future. I'm gonna work on the card evaluation guide for Glory as soon as I can, so I can get that out to all of you. Go ahead and check out some more of the videos on the screen. I'd appreciate that, and you might learn something or see another cool video. So go ahead and check that out, and I'll see y'all the Z Freak in the next video. Later.